Hey everybody, this is Mike Jones from the Connection Games and Comics with my round 1 from the Return to Ravnica block draft on Friday, May the 31st. My round 1 opponent is Stanley. He was sitting in seat 3, I believe, and I'm in seat 5. Anyway, so we do dice roll, shuffle up. I won the dice roll, so I'm going to be going first here. I've got 2 lander, one of my guild gates in hand. And yeah, it's maybe a bit iffy, but so Stanley keeps, and I choose to keep. Off we go. Start out with the Rakdos Guild Gate. He leads off with a swamp. I play my island, pass the turn back. It's going to be a lot of back and forth here. I think neither one of us got off to a very fast start this game. He plays mountain, go. I draw my forest, so looking good from the color perspective there. The land draws, I really can't complain too much. Although I will in a minute anyway. Alright, so I'm building up to that balustrade spy that's in my hand. Demir Charm, I've also got a launch party in my hand. The Karaz de Gorgon and the Murkovosk are still in my hand. So I'll drop the balustrade spy. This is the way my luck's going to go all evening. I hit a land right off the top there. And so I pass the turn back. He is going to Augur Spree at the end of my turn, which does +4/-4 to my creature, killing it. He takes, now it's his turn. He's going to drop a 3rd swamp, so he's got 3 swamps and a mountain. He drops the Blood Witch, same one I drafted last week. He evolves her, or unleashes her, attacks me for 4. Puts me down to 16. And I draw not a land, so that's pit fight. I have no creature to pit fight with or to launch party with, so I still can't get rid of. And the 2 creatures that are in my hand both require 5 mana to cast, and I only have 4 mana. It looks like I also have the teleportal there, which is not going to do anything for me at this point in the game. Looks like I'm staring down another fire. I'm going to read Demir Charm over and over again here, make it look like I got something I can do. At any rate, so pass the turn back. My 4 mana still up. He drops a 4th swamp. And then he's going to get in for another 4, I believe. Yep, here he comes. Puts me down to 12. And now he'll drop the Back Alley Broker. That's the 1/3 rogue. I'm realizing I can Demir Charm that, but maybe I'll just wait till his turn. There's no point in killing it now. Alright, so I draw a tap land, so I still can't drop in either of the 2 creatures in my hand. Pass the turn back. So, for some reason he thinks that the Blood Witch puts tokens on his creatures. I point out that no, it just gives creatures with tokens haste. So, I haven't played against Stanley before. Seems like a nice enough guy. He might be a bit nervous here. So anyway, I'm going to Demir Charm the Back Alley Broker, so I'm only taking 4 instead of 5. That's going to put me down to 8. And he casts the Rakdos Drake. And he unleashes it. He could have cast that pre-combat and gotten in for an extra 2 damage there, but because that it would have had haste here. So I can untap now. I can play the Gorgon, so I at least have a blocker for the Blood Witch. I'm still going to be taking 2 in the air. If I get to untap with it, I can at least pit fight that thing and deal with it that way. Anyway, he plays another mountain, so he's got 4 mountains, or 2 mountains and 4 swamps. He makes a questionable attack here, though in reviewing this video I see a... Alright, so anyway, I throw the Gorgon in front of the Blood Witch, hoping that he doesn't have a trick, but really just needing to try and deal with the Blood Witch. Maybe I should have saved it. So he is going to Blood Rush his Zerta Swine on his Rakdos Drake, which will put me at 1. Unfortunately, he doesn't actually have the green mana to do that. Neither one of us caught it at the time. So I'm hoping that was just an oversight on his part, and he wasn't actually trying to cheat. It was karma for me for screwing up the card last week. Anyway, so I pit fight the Gorgon with his Rakdos Drake to get rid of that, but I'm still down to 1 life. I drop the Sewer Shambler for the other 3 mana, and I'm thinking I'm recovering here. Pass the turn back to him. Lesson to you guys out there: always check your opponent's mana, what he's tapping. When he says you're doing something, you don't take him at his word. I don't know. I'm assuming it was an honest make. Anyway, so he Annihilating Fires me there for 3 damage to the face, so he takes game 1. I wish I had caught the fact that he tried to Blood Rush without the mana to do the Blood Rush. Anyway, so we get into game 2. We shuffle up, and I'm going to mulligan my 1-lander. Draw 6 here. And I've got 2 Guildgate hand, but I've got Metropolis Sprite. So I've got 2 lands and a 2-drop. I've got the Undercity Informer there, so it looks like I have some plays. So he plays Mountain, says go. I've got draw my Towering Indrik. I'll drop down the other Guildgate, pass the turn back. So I don't have the blue mana, unfortunately, to cast the Metropolis Sprite. Bit of a problem. I think that's the Blackguard again, or Back Alley Guard. Whatever, the 1/3 for 2 mana. Anyway, so I drew the land, dropped the Undercity Informer. That's going to block that effectively. Won't kill it, but it'll block it at least. So maybe telling for this deck, being the 4-color deck, mana issues are going to be my undoing in this game. Anyway, he gets a green source this game, so he's got 3 mana up. And he's going to tap for a Dimir, or is that a Rakdos Cluestone? Anyway, I draw a Pit Fight. And I still only have 3 mana available. Creatures in my hand cost more than 3 mana, so I'll pass the turn back, leaving mana up to either Pit Fight and or sack my Undercity Informer to mill him some. He drops another Mountain. And what am I going to see here? So he's got 5 mana available. He pays 3 and drops Slate Street Ruffian. That's the 2/2 black creature whenever he... so I'll Pit Fight at the end of my turn to get rid of that thing. Whenever somebody blocks that thing, you have to discard a card. Didn't really feel like doing that. Anyway, so I draw my Cluestone and just slam that down. That's going to get me up to 4 mana and start making some of the things in my hand castable. Looks like I got the Species Gorger there as well. But he drops the Blood Witch again. Card is hard for me to deal with. Alright, he unleashes it. And he's going to swing in for 4. Not much I can do about that. I'll take the 4. Don't really feel like throwing the Undercity Informer under the bus at this point. I untap, so I've got 4 mana here. Because the Blood Witch has first strike, so I draw the Axebane Guardian. And I'm thinking, well, okay, it takes me a while to go through my hand. Do I have any combination of double blocking that's going to deal with the Blood Witch? And the answer is no. The Towering Indrik, anything I kill, he's able to kill. Or anything I can cast right now, he's able to kill with the first strike damage. At least one of them, and then I'm not going to have enough on regular damage to take out his creatures. So the only real play here is for me to put the Axebane Guardian down and take some more damage. And then have 5 mana next turn to play the Species Gorger. And at least be able to leave him down as a blocker. Probably should have sideboarded the Teleporter. I didn't sideboard anything against him. I mean, I should have gone into more of a defensive stance against this aggressive Rakdos build. Anyway, so I do finally decide drop the Axebane Guardian. At least that's going to get me to 5 mana for next turn. Assuming he doesn't kill it. He untaps here. Draws. He's thinking for a while. I think he's doing the math in his head, realizing that he can't actually have any successful blocks here. But red, black, and so he's going to drop the Rakdos Drake. That gets haste from the Blood Witch. So he's now got a 2/3 flyer and a 4/4 first Drake. So I can't block the flyer. So I take 6. Puts me down to 10. And then he casts Domri Raid. Just not fair. He's immediately going to use the -2 ability to fight his Blood Witch with my Undercity Informer. I will pay the 1 to sack the Undercity Informer to get him to mill, and I guess I hit exactly 1 land with it. Or the first card I hit is a land, so anyway. I've got 5 mana, draw the Zamek Guildmage. That's not going to do anything against his board right now. The Towering Indrik at least has reach. I'll pay 5, drop the Species Gorger, because that's going to block the Blood Witch. And I can bounce the Axebane Guardian to my hand and still be able to cast out the Indrik, it looks like. So I can start blocking both of his creatures, hopefully. Anyway, he's going to +1 Domri Raid here to look at the top card of his deck and see if it's a creature. It is. He puts it in his hand. Sorry, I don't remember what it was. Pretty irrelevant anyway. Because he has in his hand a Launch Party. So he's going to sacrifice the back alley Blackguard there, doing 2 to me and taking out my Species Gorger. Puts me at 8, and he swings for 6 again. Puts me to 2. I untap. Things are not looking pretty. At least I don't have to bounce it. So I draw the Sluiceway Scorpion. 2/2 Death Touch for 4. Unfortunately, the Witch has Blood Rush, or has First Strike, so that's no use. The Metropolis Sprite or the Towering Indrik is at least going to block the flyer, so I have to throw down one of those 2, and at least the Towering Indrik won't die to it, so that's probably the right play, and throw the Axebane Guardian underneath the Blood Witch and hope that I see some of my removal next turn. If I'm going to have a chance to stabilize. I know I'm now annihilating fire range or a number of other spells that can do at least 2 damage to me. So pretty grim situation right here. So I dropped the Towering Indrik. It's my only real option here. He untaps. And, oh, no, he doesn't. He Augur Sprees because he's got the mana for it. And that's game because I know I can't block. So anyway, thanks for watching. Round 1 goes to Stanley, 2 games to 0. I will try to get the rest of my matches posted up shortly. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my videos, and hopefully I'll see you in the store one day if you're ever in town. Thanks. Bye.